Hi, everybody. In the Hall of the Gremlins and How to Get Out. What the heck is she talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you my own personal story. I woke up at 5 a.m. on Monday morning and I was in the Hall of the Gremlins. Think of Harry Potter, and in Hogwarts, there are all these hallways, and Harry and his friends seem to wander into them frequently enough, where there were pictures on the wall with leering faces and big teeth. And, it was clearly those things were not out to help them and that might be a danger. Well, that's what it feels like to be in the Hall of the Gremlins and in a place of self doubt where you feel like I'm an imposter, or your confidence is flagging, or you're uncertain about a new venture or path that you were on. This often happens to people when they're in a phase of transition in their lives or have embarked on a huge new learning curve, as I have in starting my own company after working as a coach in organizations for years. So I'll just be a little vulnerable here and tell you that that's what happened to me on Monday. And then I had to think about why. Why did that happen? What's been going on? Have I not been taking care of myself well enough, getting enough sleep? Cross check all that. But first of all, if it's happening to you, find a place that you can sit for a while and contemplate this, or maybe go for a walk without your headphones in and think about what is going on with me. And I'll bet you that you'll find the same thing I did, a load of self talk that was not helpful at all, a lot of self doubt. And so I started to think about what I was worrying about, and I realized that I needed to go back to some great resources I have that remind me that anybody in a position of new learning and growing will have these feelings sometimes. So I got out of a book I love by an author I love. Name is Dory Clark, and she wrote a book called The Long Game. And it's about how long it can take to establish a new brand, to establish yourself in a new company, to, learn the things you need to learn to be an entrepreneur, which is my big fat learning curve right now. I wonder when it happens to you if you're in a similar place, an area of growth that you're going through. And sometimes the gremlins can give you pause and make you think, maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing at all, which is where I was on Monday. But the best way is to put rational thinking back in your mind by doing what that takes for you. For me, it's reminding myself, using alternative thoughts that come from books like Dory's that say, hey, this is normal. Feeling like this is normal. Many people feel like this when they're embarking on something new and huge. So the next thing I did that morning was threw out a lifeline to a couple of my coaching friends who were, farther ahead in their businesses than I am. They'd had businesses established for some time as solopreneurs. And so I called them and they reminded me, yep, happens to me still. Even 5 years into my company, it's still happening to me sometimes. This is normal. It doesn't mean that the gremlins are right. So that was super helpful. So by 10 o'clock that morning, I was feeling way better. And by the afternoon, I was really thinking about, "Look, how did this happen?" And realized that I've been overworking the last 3 weeks. The weather had been total garbage, all rain, too cold. I wasn't able to get outside and do all my stuff that I love to do out there that helped me feel like myself. And I had been doing some hard new lists as far as some of the work I was doing, as far as marketing my business and networking, etc. So, okay, that's why it happened. So I felt great the rest of the week. I encourage you, when you get to that place, to really examine what your self talk is doing. And go ahead, throw out a lifeline. reach out to other people. I it if you're doing anything in your personal and professional growth that's hard, you'll probably hit the skids and meet the gremlins. So, put them back in their picture frames in Hogwarts, put them back behind their bars, reduce them to, just little tiny things that are off in the corner. I love metaphor when it comes to thinking about things like this. So I hope this has been helpful to you. A lot of times what coaches do is help people with their gremlins because doing hard things and making good progress, there will be stumbling blocks. And a lot of times it's in our mindset. So I conquered mine. If you want to know how to do it for yourself, maybe keep listening. I'll talk about it again and reach out to me if you'd like. Thank you. Bye.